Hey, we are live, guys. Yes.
You
This is
lying.
our first episode live, and we are at episode 32. We thank you guys for listening, for watching, wherever you are. Right now, we're on YouTube. We're also posting on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that wonderful good stuff. If this is your first time watching, you are watching the Culture Gumbo podcast with your host Shakira, and as you can see in the blue Phillies hat,
What up, though? Yo, I'm here, son. I'm here. I
Mr.
ain't hype. I'm
Wildress.
I'm copacetic. I've been drinking tea for the past week. Shout out to my sister India. I got a teapot, so I'm hella sophisticated. So technically, you can call me William, even though you see William. Um, my skin is luxurious. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of the phone calls and the text messages. Slim Fat Jesus is coming. I'm not cutting my hair. I'm about to get it done so y'all can get up off me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still handsome, so I don't care nothing about it. So I'm here. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all
Well,
blessed.
welcome. So clearly, we always like to start the show off with our sauce talk,
Yeah.
which is, how you feeling, how you doing, how your week has been. And then, of course, I also have a question after that, which is, what is the worst, if you celebrate Christmas or any holidays for that
Yeah.
matter? It could be birthday, it could be whatever, right? We don't discriminate over here. What's the worst Christmas present that you've ever received?
If that's a real question, we gotta answer that.
When do we have fake questions? Yeah, that is actually a real question. And if you offend someone, who cares? Like at the end of the
Because
day, they should have never
because I
gave
feel
you
like
that
because
gift.
I
Like,
feel like you setting me up to dry snitch. And I don't dry snitch, but
no, I'm
I'll be
not.
honest. So so I'm copacetic. It was a rough week. I ain't gonna lie. The Twitch news was triggering. Because like I said, I've battled depression. I've been through it. I'm very open about it. I always feel like motherfuckers need to go see a therapist. But other than that, man, it's been a good week. You know what I'm saying? I've been drinking a lot of tea. You know what I'm saying? I'm spending a lot of time with my family. I'm out here unproblematic poo. I'm staying out the way. You know what I mean? It's it's a lot going on. So I'm chilling. Other than Kira next week about various stuff and texting me and calling me, you know what I'm saying? The cut me out Friday, even though she was wrong. But I'm not even gonna touch on that. I'm gonna let it go because I ignored it and I hung up the phone. But other than that, I'm copacetic. How are you,
I
Shakir?
I don't appreciate these accusations at all. Um oh,
Did
shout
I
out
did I lie?
to, yeah, I didn't go off on you.
Yo, yesterday,
Anyway, we
yesterday
not this is
the homie was in a bad mood. I tried to cheer the homie up. You know what I'm saying? And then what she was supposed to do for the podcast and she ain't do, but she be reminding me about everything that I done
no,
do.
but
So when I
listen,
reminded
y'all.
her, when I reminded her, she was like, yeah. And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
that's what I sound
word.
like. That's like Gargamel or something like that. Like I sound like that. Like no, I definitely think that he just see anybody that calls me and I'm not like fully all the way up, and then you're calling me with like, hey, this is what we're supposed to do, this is what we're doing, and then will say, he's the first one to be like, no, I'll do it. And then when I say, oh no, I can take care of that, he's like, no, I'll do it. And then you talk to him later and he's like, I thought you said you was doing it. I know there's somebody that will be watching that will
You
say, you
starting
know
the
what,
show on some
you
bullshit.
agree. So it's all good. Anyway, back to my original question. My week has been a really long week. Okay. It has been some tragedy mentioned, which we're going to talk about this show because we have a great show coming up for you guys of different topics that's happened this week. However, you didn't answer the question of the worst Christmas gift, by the way.
Well, y'all need
Um,
my Calvin from Pay in Full glasses. So I'm about to, we about to go out to dinner, Miss. You know what I'm saying? the worst Christmas, the worst Christmas present I ever got. I got books, and it was an aunt. I don't remember what
why
aunt.
is that bad? Well,
The
look, you
fuck,
got an aunt
the
that's
fuck
on
I want to
here
read
that
books
said, "What's
for?
up, nephew?" So I hope it wasn't that person.
Oh, somebody. Oh shit. Um. Yeah, somebody gave me books. I don't want to fucking read during Christmas break. Like, what you giving me books for? I read all the time. I
It
grew up
is
with. I
educational to
grew
get.
up
First of all,
with.
I feel like you
Listen,
should get
listen,
a
listen,
serious
listen.
gift.
I grew up with an educated yet militant family. So at like 5 and 6, I was learning about Marcus Garvey and Mary McLeod Bethune. I was already learning about those. I don't need no books during Christmas. That's why my mouth's so fucking smart now. Because all I had me doing was reading. I was reading and I was getting in trouble and getting my ass whooped sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no books. Throw them books
I
away.
don't think
Can't
nothing's
even
wrong
tell
with
you
getting
what
books,
books.
especially if the person is an avid reader. A book could be a great
I
present.
can't even
So
tell you what books I was reading. That's how much I hated books. Don't give me no books. I want toys, dog. I want toys and I want clothes.
I think the worst present that I've gotten, it definitely, I always get the best presents from my family. Like they know me. So
Mm-hmm.
they, as far as the gifts are concerned, it's not going to be like, why'd you get that? Like,
Yeah.
it's, I'm probably going to tell you what I want. Honestly, I'm probably going to hint what I want. So you get me what I want. Um,
You
and
one
then
of
my
those?
mom, yeah. Yeah.
Don't
So
be.
listen, I'm one of those that like, I was a kid that would go shopping, get all the presents that I want, and I would wrap them myself and put them underneath, even clothes. Like I would put the clothes underneath, I would wrap them and I would wrap all my presents and I'll put them under the tree because I love the fact of opening presents on Christmas morning. So although I knew what was in all of them, it is the principle of the excitement and the joy of it's Christmas morning. I get to open presents. And so I would wrap my own gifts. But my mother would always give me like one extra gift that I didn't know about. So it was like this extra shocker, or like when I was 13, I got a beeper, and that was bomb. That was a killer. But
You got a, you
worst
got a,
Christmas
you got a
present.
beeper at 13. You just showed your age, bro.
I
Shit.
show my age all the time on this show.
A
So
beeper. Did you use the beeper when you was working the hole for George W. Bush?
first of all, I wasn't working a poll for George W. Bush, but we're not going to get past that. So whatever. And
Now
secondly,
we live. Now you frightened. You lying? Because
I'm
you
not frightened. First of all, if we
that
go back
episode,
to that original show, it would definitely say that. But I'm not getting into this with you because we have a whole show to talk about. So,
mad episode, you claimed to work the poll for
um,
George W. Bush, and she don't like Beyonce to all the people who live, so y'all can
I
trash
do
her
like
for that.
Beyonce. I haven't gone to a concert, and I won't pay for a concert. That's what I'll say.
Because you're a
Anyway,
Beyonce hater.
I'm not a hater. I like her. Anyway, um, but I will say I actually don't really I haven't had a worse Christmas present, to be honest. But I have had things like where coworkers would give you a gift and it's like, oh yeah, this is nice, but it's not. People know me, so it's kind of like I really get good gifts. But I have
Mhm.
seen people get bad gifts. Like I seen a Secret Santa and the person gave them a Toblerone uh as a gift, and the present, the minimum was like 25 and they gave them a big piece of chocolate. That's like the worst thing you could
Wait,
get.
so in
Don't
Secret
give
Santa,
me no,
you're not supposed to like be able to trade off.
no, like if that person got your name, they get your name to actually, they supposed to
Yo,
get you a gift. Like it's not.
yo,
And actually last year I worked for a company and the person got somebody Mr. Clean Eraser.
trying to tell
The
me,
wall
trying,
eraser. You ain't never
trying,
been in that person's house. Don't give me
trying
no
to
eraser
tell me they shit
for
dirty.
Christmas.
Yo, I've done Secret Santa twice at work, and both times when I got the gift, I've literally screamed out, "Yo, who want to trade?"
Yeah, now I feel like if people want to trade, fine, but I don't be wanting to trade my gifts because I really do get
I don't.
decent
I
gifts.
don't need to do Secret Santas, and I don't need to do work potluck.
I'm
So
doing family Secret Santa. We do it every year because it negates having to buy everybody a present. I just got to buy one person, and plus I have no kids in my family. No
yeah,
kids. No kids. A whole bunch of
you ain't
adults.
got no kids.
No kids. Like no kids. Like everybody's grown. So it's sad to say that like the youngest person might be 30, maybe 28.
You're way too hype about that.
But I say that to say like, so it's not fun. Adult Christmases are not fun.
Yeah,
I wish I had kids. for the purpose of Christmas, but then I could give them back. I have extended family that I have, teenagers. But anyway, let's get into today's show.
All right. I'm kind of scared to talk about this because of what you said in pre-show, but let's
First of
talk about
all, ignore what I
it.
say.
So if you I don't know how you don't know because it's been a big deal so far. Rapper Gunna was actually freed, was actually let out of prison now. Gunna and the members of YSL were all indicted on charges of racketeering. Gunna recently pled guilty to a charge of racketeering conspiracy in what is now known as the Alfred plea, because I didn't know this before.
Mm-hmm.
So what it is it's a deal that allows him to plead guilty if it's in his interest while maintaining his innocence. So his 5-year sentence was commuted to time served and 500 hours of community service in the deal. Now, rapper Young Thug, who's the leader of YSL, I'm sorry, alleged leader of YSL, because I'm not trying to snitch on nobody. He's awaiting his January trial from behind bars. Now, the one thing to know is, of course, like places like Shade Room and all these other trash ass journalist places, they showed the video of him talking. And so most people are now like, oh, Gunna snitched, Gunna did this, Gunna did that. And even Young Thug's sister like went on live and she was like, yo, like let's be happy for Gunna, like, you know what I'm saying, based off the Alfred plea, from what people are, from what experts are saying, is that it's not a guilty plea. But some people who've seen the video, because I haven't seen the whole video, are
But
just
he
like,
did plead guilty. He did plead guilty under the Alfred.
but they're saying that he snitched off based off the fact of how he pled, apparently, because I guess he said something where he admits to YSL being a gang, and they're like, yo, you're insinuating, you're putting it on there. So I don't know the whole thing, because the grand jury indictment, it identifies him, Young Thug, and like I think like 27 other members as a criminal street gang. So it's Young Slime Life, if you don't know. So that's the thing, is like now people are like, oh, he's a snitch. Now I'm just gonna put this out there, okay? And the OGs taught me this a long time ago. Unless you in the streets, you a civilian, big dog. If you a civilian and you gotta snitch, it's not even called snitching. You tell them what you know. Ain't nobody trying to go to prison. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be out here talking about, oh, he's snitching, free my dog.
You were trying to go to prison when you decided to be a part of this gang. Okay, like let's just be honest.
Are you judging?
I'm not judging. I'm telling you, when you make a decision to be a part of criminal activities, then you also make a decision to also know that there's a possibility that you're going to go to jail, get locked up, or
how
6 feet under.
But one, how we know it's criminal activities, we don't know this. This is all alleged. And number two,
come on.
And number two, how do we know Gunna knew that? You know what I'm saying? Big Dog probably just wanted a record label. He was tired of eating ramen noodles. He wanted to get out the hood. He didn't want no nappy braids no more. So he's like, yo, I'm signing YSL. He's a rapper. You know what I'm saying? He out here trying to chill with Chloe. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get to the end.
I get it.
I just feel like it's too many people speaking on the whole snitching thing. When you ain't no real street person, you ain't never done no real street shit in your life, and you ain't never been looking at life in prison. Like, you gotta shut up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you still rapping it in your rap. So what you're saying is it's okay to be a gangster rapper and never have done anything that you're saying because you're rapping, and then expect to have no repercussions behind the words that you're saying, that the things that you've done and the things that you're a part of. That's okay. That's okay. That's what you're saying.
At 5, I was rapping straight out of Compton, a crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube. Does that make me Ice Cube?
It wasn't your song.
Because I was playing the part.
It wasn't your song.
Like my Easy joint popping in the back right now. I was playing the part. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't your song, though.
It's slander. It's like, well, we don't know if Gunna wrote them lyrics or not.
We don't. But if he did,
why are you so pressed on making Gunna a snitch?
I'm not pressed on making him a snitch. I'm saying when you say I'm pleading guilty for the best interest, and then you know that part of the condition is you will have to testify. to in Young Thug or whoever's case,
But
if
he's
need.
already stated that he like so let me read off his statement afterwards. He said, "While I have agreed to always be truthful, I want to make it perfectly clear that I have not made any statements. I have not been interviewed. I have not cooperated. I have not agreed to testify or be a witness or against any party in the case and have absolutely no intention of being involved in the trial process in any way." Now, the only thing about that is from what I'm
So
also
you're telling
reading
me
is
they just let him go
so
because he pleaded
okay, no,
this
no, it's
Alfred
not.
law? Like that's what you're saying?
So it's
That's what
not.
you're,
But so what it is while he doesn't have any intentions on testifying, part of the conditions of his trial that he testified if he's called upon. But he can claim the fifth. Like
he
he
can claim the fifth. He
so
can claim the fifth. He can. Let's see if he does.
but see, he also stated because he covered himself. He said when he joined YSL in 2016,
It was about the music.
he didn't
Yada
consider
yada
a gang. It
yada.
was more of a group of people from Metro Atlanta who had a common interest in artistic
Talk
aspects.
to me in January when Young Thug trial comes. Let's talk about this in
No,
January.
why are you going so hard at this? Do you
Because you know what I mean? I feel like
did he
he
offend
played
you?
a role. No, I feel like he did play a role in this, and now is I don't feel like it's fair that I okay.
I'm just saying. I mean, you be going. You
Yo,
know, you be going.
if my road dog, who I who came apart, we getting money together, everything, we get locked up together. We know what's behind whatever, regardless of you signing on because it was music. We know he wouldn't have got locked up if they had no real evidence anyway. If they had nothing on him, they would have
Yeah,
never locked him
people,
up.
people, people like the black man up every day for stuff that he didn't do. So I think you just need.
I'm not saying he did it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm
But
saying
but you
is
are calling him a snitch.
I am.
Yeah, what did he snitch on? What did he say?
We don't know that yet, but we will.
No, Shakira.
We will.
Oh, Shakira,
We will.
you
You
are a
don't. You
top,
listen.
you are a
Listen.
top
This.
tier hater.
I.
You got your
Listen.
fancy Law and Order glasses on, and you out here persecuting everybody. You persecuted me
I'm
yesterday.
not
You,
persecuting him. I'm
you,
not persecuting him.
you called him a snitch. You're persecuting this character. You persecuted my character yesterday, so me and Gunna got something in common. And I don't even know none of the lyrics to Gunna song, so it's
Me
all
neither.
good.
Don't listen to him.
Uh,
Anyway,
the trial begins in January, so we'll definitely get to see how it
we
pans
will
out.
see what
I'm
happens with
I'm
that.
always about uplifting people when they win. I don't know what happens. I'm not about to speculate. I know gonna need to get back to Chloe because Chloe been out here thirst trapping on Instagram and I like to pick this up. So I don't care nothing about it.
I don't follow Chloe for me to know if she's
Of
thirst
course
trapping.
not, because it's Beyonce's protege and you don't like Beyonce. Let's
Is
move
she
on.
Beyonce's protege?
Yeah, she's Beyonce. Chloe and Halle are both signed to Beyonce, and Beyonce literally bought them in. So, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
that's true. That's true. But they're yeah. Anyway,
I,
moving on.
all this, you need to get this hate out your heart, beloved.
I'm not hating. Like I don't hate. Cool. They're
You
fine.
you need to get this hate out your heart.
I'm
It is
happy to
something
go see Little Mermaid.
it
I'm
is
looking
something in
forward
your
to that
spirit
coming
that
out.
it is something in your spirit that just be out here hating on the people. I don't understand.
That is not true. Um, Next up, speaking of people on trial and snitching and a whole bunch of other stuff, um, we have Meg the Stallion and Corey Lanez finally has gone to trial from the incident that happened back in 2020, where everybody knows and that Meg the Stallion was allegedly, I'll stay in line of Will,
Oh, now
allegedly
it's allegedly.
but I don't believe allegedly, but
You are
I
something else.
again, um, she was shot in the
Mhm.
toe by Tory Lanez, rapper from Canadian rapper. I gotta say Canadian because he need to stay there. Um, and uh, and she
Yo,
was shot in the foot, and then it was her, a friend or former friend.
yeah.
And so now they're finally on trial. Meg Thee Stallion has given her testimony on the first day. I believe that just happened, what, Tuesday of this week?
Yeah. Yeah, it was Tuesday.
And supposedly now the woman or her friend Kelsey Nicole is was trying to backtrack everything that she originally stated when she
Mhm.
gave a testimony with Megan, saying that Tory Lanez actually did shoot Megan. um, but that was retracted because there is an actual recording saying that he did indeed shoot Megan, and that he was about to shoot her as well. And so they played the tape, September 14th interview that she did of 2022. They played the tape, and it recalls that where Harris was leaving the pool party at Kylie Jenner's house in a Cadillac Escalade with Megan, and the driver, who identified as Jaquan Smith shortly before the incident. Um, so pretty much, when Megan went to step out of the car, that is when she said that he started to disrespect her, and she said that she's not going to, you're not going to talk to my friend like that. And honestly, when I argue, I can't say things that are hurtful too. And he told her that he was from Canada. And when people like to rep, they say, I'm from Canada. Like, you know who I am? I'm from Jersey. I'm from Philly. You know who I am? And insinuated that Canadians are gangsters, where I know nothing about Canadians being gangsters, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not from the country.
Them Jamaicans out there don't
Um,
play. I listen. Yeah,
so
Canada.
so he said, my nigga, I'll shoot you. And he said that to her is what she reported. First of all, somebody say that, I probably would laugh. Like, my nigga, I'll shoot you. Like, okay, they're gonna do it. Like, I don't think that I would really be like, I don't know.
So
Anyway,
that's the
he
Jersey City
Tory
Warriors.
Lanez is over the top. He's just over the top. He's extra, and it's just unnecessary whatsoever. But anyway, I just feel like he has something to prove.
Mm-hmm.
That's my take. And so, honestly, she responded the same way I would. Like, well, shoot me. If it's my time to go, it's my time to
But you know what
go.
though? But you know what though? This entire case, especially with Kelsey Nicole, yo, Shorty lying. She lying about something. I don't know what she's lying about, but I'm not defending Tory because I listen. I believe in black women, so if he did it, he did it. But she got on the stand. She done pled the fifth like 50, 11 times more than the damn David Chappelle skit. You know what I'm saying? Then they told her like she was gonna perjure herself because she had immunity. She asked for immunity when it all started, which you need immunity for if you ain't do nothing. Then they got to the point to where the prosecution played back. They got the judge to approve of playing back the tape from the night that she gave her statement, and everything in her statement went against what she had said on the stand. So most people are just like, "Oh, Shorty must have got paid off, something going on." Like, yo, if you were Meg's friend,
Well,
I don't need no friend.
and if Megan said on the stage, I mean on the stand, like she was offered $1 million to not say nothing.
I mean, if that happened, it happened. But the way that Kelsey is kind of playing this to a certain extent, from looking at it, is one of those things where it seems like her and Tory's people are in cahoots to defame Megan. I personally don't agree with how this is played out for Megan the entire time. I hate that I'm seeing black men out here really
And
just
people
trying to.
are really accusing her, like, why are you blaming that man? And I'm like,
Yeah,
it's
like I don't
sad.
I don't like the fact that I'm seeing like a lot of black men, they out here standing tall. Like, yo, dudes be out here being corny about a lot of stuff, and I get why women be feeling that way. But I feel like this entire thing has kind of been a hit job on Meg. Like, I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened. But based off of everything that you're hearing, based off everything that you've heard, the fact that the doctor even said Shorty still got shards of metal fragments in her foot, in spite of what they did to get them out. There's too much there for me to just be like, oh, Meg's lying. And then why would she need to lie? Also, is my question. Based off a lot of the conversations, that was just like, the conversation got heated because they were going back and forth. They were arguing, and then Meg trash Buddy career and said he wasn't really much until I think he jumped on the Jack Harlow track. First of all, let me tell you the first mistake. Why you at a Kardashian party? don't nothing good happen at a Kardashian party.
First of all,
But
everybody, the Kardashians have the best parties. That's why.
but clearly the Kardashians always causing problems for somebody, and I mean it's not a dig at them because I know some people are fans of them. But let's just be honest: where
I
there's
don't like
smoke,
the
there's always
Kardashians.
fire with that family. So like it's just one of those things. And then like after everything happened, a lot of like people that like Meg was close to in Houston was like, "Yo, Meg need to come back to Houston. She's out in Los Angeles by herself. Like Shorty wanted friends. She done lost so many people. She done going through all this. And then you got all these people that are supposed to be your friends and people that are supposed to be connected to you, and they constantly throwing you under the bus. Listening to her testimony was rough. Like she even said that I guess partisan fire saying her boyfriend that he was embarrassed by it. They done had her out here apparently sleeping with all these dudes. Listen, if Meg was getting it in, so be it. That's her business. Like you can't be out here just defaming the women like that. With dudes, we just be out here like just dipping our drink in every which way. And I'm not simping by any means, but I mean let's call a spade a spade. Like it's a double standard right now with how everything's being treated. Um, I want to see this come to a quick and speedy trial because I'm tired of seeing this on my news feed. I'm tired of seeing everybody talk about it. It's on Twitter, and I'm seeing dudes cap for Tory like they in a relationship with Tory, and I don't like that. Like y'all need to man up. Y'all need to
Right. I
stop.
feel like, send Tory back to Canada. Let him only watch. Let him only, just be able to participate in social media, Twitter, everybody. He could still make his music and everything. He just he would have to perform. He would have to only come here on a quick work visa
Now,
to.
if they deport him, he's not gonna be able to come back
Well, then that's what needs to
because he's
happen. Because at
already.
the end of the day, I feel like so many men get away with doing this to women and
Mhm.
don't get the repercussions. And because he's a celebrity, because he has the money to pay people off or to have people vouch for him and say he not the kind of person, like he did it. He shot her in the foot. She was bleeding. We seen her across the street. She was bleeding. She didn't shoot herself. She didn't even have a gun. So it's like, and he's like, oh, well, how could you shoot yourself when you don't hit no bones and no tendons? Because you can't shoot, clearly.
Yeah, yeah, and then like the way everything is playing out, it really does look like Kelsey was paid off because ain't no way. Even if we not cool after our friendship is over, I'm still going to tell the truth. I'm still going to be out there, especially if a motherfucker to drag me out the car and then threaten to shoot me. So you either got paid off or you working with somebody. And now they're talking about because Meg has another court case coming up against 1501. Now they're talking about Kelsey's child's father is connected to an executive at 1501. So now that's going to cause problems in the other case too. So it was messy. Like I hate to see it. I hope, what I'm saying, Meg get some real people around her
And to
because
be publicly dragged right now, like she don't want to have to be spending her days going into court.
I think it's corny shit. Like
But
you out here rapping about all this shit that like, what I'm saying, you done slept with her, you done all this and that and the other. Like, but good buddy, like you ain't never finna get no more ass if they just know you out here talking. And then if it's one of those things like
nobody
where there's
likes a girl guy.
where there's smoke, there's fire because too many people have mentioned the that he has these tendencies and he's like that. So I mean it is what it is, man. I just want
I
motherfuckers to
hope she
stop.
gets the justice that she deserved, and that he, and all men,
Mhm.
realize you can't just do what you want to any woman and not have any repercussions, whether celebrity or no celebrity. And I think celebrities get away with it 10 times more than regular dudes. But I feel like he needs to be an example that, like a lot of women in the industry, even a black woman, period, it is difficult. You always got to prove yourself. You always got to fight. I've said this on the show before. Like, why do we have to fight so hard
Yeah.
to show that we're being mistreated and not treated properly? And I feel like, this is another example of a situation where we got to fight, even though we shouldn't have to fight that hard. You should have seen the evidence, went ahead and charged him, called it a day. But now he got so many other celebrities behind him, like, nah, that nigga ain't do that. I vouch for him. That's
But
my dude.
but
And it's like, there's a lot of rapists out here.
what's weird is seeing women cap for him too. Like, even if you don't know it, don't believe as a woman, I would think that you just be like, you know what, I'm
And
not going
he,
to do that. So, but
no, but the women, and that's the thing, they're okay because they're okay with being with him. They're okay with saying, like, It's really sad, and it's just truly how we are in America, whereas or in many places where the women still don't have the say that we should have. And it's like she has a whole career, a whole degree, whole life. Why should she have to be spending time going to court for this nonsense when it's like at the end of the day he did what he did. He needs to serve the time that he needs to serve, and I can move on with my life, so everybody can stop calling me names and trying to slander me, when the reality is y'all owe me an apology and y'all
Definitely.
owe Meg an apology. So let's just continue to see how this plays out this week. But I hope at the end of the day, it's all about her winning so she could shut everybody up, including Drake. Go ahead.
Because
Okay.
because folks want, everybody was like, I ain't never heard nobody be like, hey yo, turn that new Tory Lanez on, but whatever.
No, I like Tory Lane's first album.
I
Then I realized he was a clown.
Tory Tory
And
Lanez
then
music, Tory Lanez music ain't for me. I'm
he,
gonna keep
he,
it a buck.
I
So
liked his first album, but then I realized he was a clown. And once you realize somebody's a clown, it's like, oh, this is just talk. Somebody else writing this anyway.
you,
All right.
you need to be on the prosecution, big dog. Um.
Hmm.
Okay. So moving on to more serious. Well, not, I mean, not more serious, but it is serious. To even more serious news. This really um triggered me this week. Stephen Twitch Boss. He's best known for being the DJ and executive producer of the Ellen DeGeneres show. He was also a judge and contestant on So You Think You Can Dance. He's been in a number of different movies. He's an amazing choreographer. One of the best Instagram pages that you could find.
Biggest
He
joy.
died by suicide on Tuesday, and it was reported Wednesday at the age of 40. His wife, Allison Hooker Boss, actually was the one who reported it. TMZ, actually, I hate TMZ trash ass, but TMZ said that Hooker Boss actually went to an unspecified LAPD station to report that Boss had left home without his car. He said she was worried because that wasn't something that he normally did. Shortly after, she actually placed this information to the police. Police were called to a hotel less than a mile from the couple's home, and he was reported dead from a gunshot wound. Um, I
It's
don't,
really heartbreaking.
I don't, I don't know like how to process this because it's and news is still coming out. As someone who has openly battled with depression, I've had my own personal suicide attempt in 2009, actually much in the same way. Thankful for one of my best friends, India, who randomly called me at 11:30 to check on me. Um, it's hard to put into words. I know a lot of people are just like, I've seen some people like, man, that's so selfish. How could you leave your family? How could you do this? I don't think people understand that sometimes there are quiet battles that we're going through. You know what I'm saying? Like most people that you see who are constantly keeping people upbeat, keeping people funny, they're they're doing it. I can say we're doing it because we're battling stuff and we want to stay upbeat, and sometimes that's literally what keeps your heartbeat, is making other people smile while you're struggling with the things. You never really know what people are going through. I have a tendency to send text messages out to friends on a consistent basis just to check on them, just to make sure they're all right, and I will press because I don't want to lose anybody. um
Right.
for me, uh I'm not gonna lie, I cried like a baby, because it was so triggering to think that this person who was so like bubbly and full of life, and I think everybody felt that way. Somebody who's so bubbly and so full of life felt so lonely with all that he had, and still took his life. And like my mind goes to just thinking about those moments when you leave your home, you leave your family, and most people don't realize when you get to that point, you feel like your family and the people that love you are better off without you. Like it's not your as stupid as it sounds to some people. When you're in that headspace, you feel like you're helping people. Like I know that's
Right.
how I felt. Like I felt like me not being here was better for the world, was better for my family, was better for my people. Um, but just black men in general, man, is such a high rate. of suicide for us, and we're taught to always stand tall. Like we're not taught to, show feelings. We're not taught to
To
express those things.
feel,
And
to
then when we
feel.
do express those things, a lot of times we're ridiculed. We're called all kinds of names, this and that and the other. And then when we angry or we beat your ass, then it's always something wrong with us and crazy. Like I'm a big advocate on mental health. I go to my therapist. Like my therapist is, I tell you stories about my therapist, what we talk about on the show. Um, when I have those moments, that's what I do. Like I'm praying for his family. I'm praying for just his soul in general. I pray that sometime somehow it finds peace. Like anybody who's going through it, like yo, pick up the phone. Like if you know me and you're going through it, you're going through a depressive mode, or if something is breaking you down, or if you just feel out of it, you just don't feel like you don't belong. Like pick up the phone and call somebody and say something. Just have that conversation and give people a chance to love on you. Um, I don't know, man. It hurts, yo. Like,
I was really, really, really sad when I got that news. Like I was sad all day. This whole week I've been sad. I've been infatuated with the story because sometimes when you are a person that pours so much into other people, you can forget to pour into yourself.
mm,
And so you could be there for your wife, for your kids, for your spouse, whoever, right? Whatever, you can be there for them, and you can pour out, and you can get, friends and family, and you're giving all of you to everybody. And these two brought me joy. I've watched them, especially during pandemic. Their dancing videos got me through. Being by myself, living in a place where I don't know anybody, not living near family or friends, having those moments of loneliness and depression, sadness and darkness and all that stuff. And so you could be that giver of joy to everybody and not give an ounce of it to yourself. And that can eat you alive, literally. And so I don't know what Stephen um, was going through, mentally, and what dried him out, right? What that thing that dried him out. And I know there was reports where his wife was calling and calling and calling, and he wasn't picking up the phone. Had he picked up the phone, he wouldn't have done it. He knew that.
yeah, he turned.
We
They say he turned off his location, and he shut his phone off as soon as he got there for literally for that purpose.
Yeah, so he knew it was, but when he made that decision, it was like, this is what I'm doing. This is what's best. Part of me, I'm seeing a lot of people on social media say they don't think it was suicide. They think it was set up by somebody. They think he was coerced to do this. Now, I say this: if there was something else going on, like someone threatening him or threatening his family, that if he didn't go through with this, they were going to hurt his family. He felt like this is the best thing for me to do to make sure my family is good. Then he did that. At the end of the day, it's a huge sacrifice to do that. And it's a hard decision to make. So when people say stuff like, oh, I don't think, you don't know what goes through people's mind. And it's a second. When you make that decision, it is a snap second of, I'm just about to end it all. And it's just that quick. And when you do it, it's just that quick. You can't think about it, because think about it, you're not gonna do it. You're gonna waver back and forth, or And my thing was, dang, if someone would have just called him right at that time. But again, if you turn his phone off, he already knew people were gonna call him. He already knew someone was gonna talk him out of it. And at that point, he had officially made his mind up. It breaks my heart. He's not the only one in this world going through this. He's not the only one that has gone through it. Just like you just shared your story, and I have had an experience in my 20s where I seen the bridge and was like, all you gotta do is just make that left real quick. Just
Mhm.
make the left and go off and be done, because the stress is too much, the heaviness is too much, and you feel like, I don't know how to see the other side. And that's what people fail to realize. Like when it get that dark, it gets dark. and you can't see the other side. You can't see yourself making it. You can't see nothing getting better. You can't see anything. And so all I can say is I'm seeing a lot of people say, check on your strong friends, check on your strong friends. It's not just about checking on your strong friends, because the strongest friends, and I seen this post, and this girl made such a great point. She said, your strong friends are the most independent people you know. They know how to do everything. They're used to doing things themselves. They're used to being alone. They're used to having their space. They're not the people that if you ask, "Are you okay?" they're going to say no.
Yeah.
They're not. They're
You
not going
know,
to say no. I'm
'cause you
not
don't,
okay.
because you don't want to be a burden. You want people to feel like you're
And you're
causing
used
them
to
any. Yeah.
you're used to people coming to you. You're used to, my phone rings, your phone rings. You're there for people, family, friends, whoever. Um, Me, you both, are strong friends. Um, but at the same time, my thing is, well, how can you help a strong friend? And to me,
Listen. I mean, the best way you can help a strong friend is literally by being there and peeling away the layers. Like I have friends who people know how much of a jackass I am. I'm sarcastic. I'm all over the place. But I have friends who literally will call and check on me, especially if they know that I'm not in a good space. Because when I'm not in a good space, I don't call nobody because I don't want to be a burden. But on the flip side, I'll tell you
me
at the drop
too.
of a dime, call me if you need something. But
Right,
they'll call me, they'll peel the layers back, we'll have a conversation. Sometimes it's difficult, sometimes it's not. Like the person has to want to get help and has to want to have those conversations also.
right.
For me, the greatest thing that I found was therapy. I tell my closest friends all the time when they're going through stuff, like, yo, we can have these conversations together, but I also feel like you should go to therapy. Like,
Yeah.
there's something
Yeah. And
great.
then you have to know when you can't be that source for your friend either. Like,
Yeah, like there's something great about being able to go and sit in the room. And I, personal preference, I tell my white friends this, I tell anybody this. A black woman therapist is the best therapist to go to. I'm
I
telling
don't
you why.
agree with that.
I've been to. Oh yeah, because you told me your experience. I've had a white male therapist. I've had a white woman therapist. Neither one of those went well because they didn't fully understand me. They didn't fully understand how I was feeling. Black man therapist. I had one. Me and him almost came to blows. If you know me, you probably know why. I'm just, I'll punch you in your shit and I don't ask no questions. The my the black woman therapist that I have is an older woman. She really don't take my shit. She'll say here, she'll be like, listen, Will, we got time. I'm getting paid either way. If you want to talk, let's talk, but don't waste my time. And she literally calls me on it. Like, we don't just sit there and she doesn't just allow me to bullshit. Like, let's deal with this. Let's talk about this. Let's be open about this. It gives you an opportunity to go to someone who does not know you, and because they don't know you, they're coming from a clear perspective. Even if you come to me, even if I'm remaining unbiased, there's going to be a bias there because I love and care about you. So it's great to have friends to talk to, and people like, oh man, I got my people to talk to. That is my therapy. No, go to a professional, get professional help, especially if you feel like you're constantly struggling and you constantly don't have the answers for it. It's okay to get help. It's okay if you're vulnerable. I got homeboys in the military who struggle with PTSD, struggle with depression from the things they've been through and the things they've seen. These are the hardest motherfuckers I know, and they go to therapy. I got a homeboy who literally did 24 years in prison, and I ain't gonna put him out there. He did some hard stuff. He did some stuff where I'm even like, I'm not fighting that motherfucker. And he goes to therapy because he knows he needs help. Therapy is not for a person who's weak. It's not for a person who's all that stuff. Therapy is for an individual who feels like they need help, they want to get help, and they want to make sure they're okay. You have to
I agree.
understand, and we have to, especially in the black community, we have to release the stigma that us going to therapy is weak, especially like grandma and great grandma, old ass, sitting there and cooking biscuits and telling you you don't need therapy. Listen, I love you, But fuck grandma and fuck great grandma. She telling you that because she don't know what the fuck she talking about. Because she still got trauma she dealing with from when she was chilling with Rosa Parks in the back of the bus.
All right.
Take your
Will's about to go
motherfucking
on
ass
a
to therapy.
tangent. Will's about to go on a
Take
tangent. Okay.
your motherfucking ass to therapy. And we're
I
laughing, but it's serious
no, but
because you hear that shit all the time. Motherfuckers
it's people
like
are
motherfucker,
scared,
you want to go
especially
to therapy, but you'll go to the strip club when you're emotional. And I know people who do this, who will literally take 2-3 stacks and go to the strip club, and
that's
that's their
stupid.
therapy. Or you're drinking alcohol. Like, go get the fucking help.
Alcohol, drugs, whatever your vice
You
is, have
you are
sex,
important, and we
whatever
need you
your
here.
vice is that people are doing to cope with their things. But
Yeah, man.
sometimes you do need to talk it. You do need to talk it out. And there's also God, right? There's God. You can find your community. You can,
Let's be
he's
careful with
the
the
biggest
whole.
therapist.
Let's
He's the
be
biggest
careful.
therapist. He's
Let
my biggest therapist.
let's be careful with the whole is God thing, though, because in the church there are also people, and I've seen it, who will look at you like you're fucking crazy and who'll treat you like you're crazy. So when you say let's go to God, God is not your pastor or just the minister.
No,
Like
I'm not saying. I've said at the actual. I'm saying God. Period. Like not. I'm not saying. Now, granted, if you do have wise counsel in a church that you attend, by all means, yes, I look at that as a resource as well.
yeah,
In addition to a therapist, I do. There's. I do believe Jesus and a physical therapist are both needed. One in the earth and then one that's not in the earth. But I
yeah,
do.
to the God you pray to, because I got other people in my family who they don't fully
I'm
believe.
saying me,
Yeah,
me,
okay.
Jesus. That's the God that I pray to. So I didn't whatever whoever you pray to. That's you. I'm talking about me right now though.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna offend some people, but I don't give a fuck, man.
I don't, and I definitely don't care about offending
Fight,
people.
fight me.
But I said that to say, like, at the end of the day, there are sources out here, and you
Yeah.
don't have to do it alone. I know we feel alone when it gets that dark, when everything closes and you feel like I can't go to anybody, or everybody that you have around you is everybody that's telling you what they got going on. So
Mhm.
you can't go. So it may not be, it may be the stranger that don't know you, that can't judge you, that has no path, they don't know nothing about you, that might be the best person to help you. So either way, there are sources, but when you're talking about help your strong friends, call your strong friends, don't just call your strong friend, because you can call me and I'm not going to answer. I'm going to be 100. I may not answer your call. And if I'm in a dark place, I'm not answering your call. I'm not.
It was just
So
the way you said it was just so cold. Like,
I'm being honest. I don't know how to not be honest, and that's the truth. Like, I'm not gonna call. But then there's other people that you feel like you should say, when you call me, ask how I'm doing, because you don't. Uh,
when I call people or I talk to people or I send people a text message, first thing I ask is how you doing, how's your spirit? Because how you doing and how's your spirit are two different things. Like, I need to understand literally how you're
right,
feeling.
where are you? Like, where are you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because it's easy to go through the motions. I've been going through the motions for the past 2 to 3 years. Like, it is easy to be a robot. It is easy to just do life like a robot. It is so easy. And then you're not even taking account of what you feel, how you feel. When someone says put a word to how you feel, you can't put a word because you don't even know. And so I've learned that, over this last few years, like, that you do need to put a word to how you feel, so that you can kind of get to the root and uncover some things of how not to feel that way. But I say all that to say, my heart and my prayers go out um, to DJ Twitch, or Stephen Twitch boss wife, Allison, his 3 kids. It hurts my heart to know what they're going through, and them trying to wrap their brain around, how did this happen? What could we have done? Was it my fault? Did I say something? You trying to think about the last conversation you had and all of that stuff. And I just think that whatever you do, don't blame yourself when someone makes that decision, because it them demons were louder than you
Yeah.
could have ever spoke. But don't know that you don't have to go through it alone, and we will make sure that we put a resource in our comments as well, so that you can at least have some resources to reach out to when you need to talk to somebody. Um, because you may not have anybody on your side, and you may not have nobody to talk to or share what you're going through, but you don't have to go through it alone.
And when in doubt, just dial 988. 988 is actually the suicide and crisis lifeline. There's always
Yes.
somebody to help us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yes, yes, yes. So please, please, as we go into this 2023 year, take the time if you need the time, because I'm doing that. If you need the time, pull back, pull away. Take that time to yourself. You know, everybody can't be like Will, having like 10 days off at a time. Like, again, I can't do that because I do have 15 jobs.
Whoa, what?
And
What why are you constantly just dry snitching? How you not want people to know that I'm off for certain periods of time? Yo,
I'm just saying,
what,
like, and first of all, Will, like, whatever. Will just every time you know, I've said this before. Like, you guys already know. I've said, like, Will be like, he every time I call, he not going to work the next day. Like, so I'm just saying that to say everybody can't be like Will.
That's
but,
not the case. No, that's not the
you
case.
might need
No, that's not the case. You were just on me about taking the vacation. I need to slow down. So now I don't work.
No, all I'm saying, you're missing my whole point.
You just put me under the bus, bro. So okay, let's keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? I work a different schedule. I work a lot. I work a lot of overtime. I'm shooting 3-4 podcasts a week. You got to prepare for those podcasts. I got meetings in between. I got other
stuff to do this long run.
You just trying to say, like,
throw
me under the bus.
I'm really not. I'm just
let's move on. Let's move. Let's
all
move
I'm
on.
saying is 988 and pull back. Pull back. You don't have to work so hard. You can quit your job. You can find another job. You can, like, it's not all about like this money, and all this stuff is temporary. So if you need that mental moment, have it, and have it unapologetically. Even a mom, if you need to pull back, like, leave your kids with somebody, your family member, their other father, whoever, leave them and go, because you've been a mother all year, and it's been long, and it's been hard. It's been,
especially if you can't be like Shakira and take trips every other month and stamp a passport.
We throwing stuff back, right? First of all,
let's move on.
We moving on, because Will, and I'm taking a trip at the beginning of January too.
Bro, you take a trip every month, bro.
That's the goal. Real life things. Real life. Real. That is all about pulling back.
So who's really not working? Who's really not working, me or you? Okay, let's move on to seasoning and spices, please. Okay.
He's a hater, y'all. Anyway, moving on to seasoning spices. Not so good news as well. I want to send a great rest in peace to Granddaddy IU. Now, of course, you really got to be a big hip hop head to know Granddaddy IU. First of all, anybody that rap name is, oh, what's happening?
What are you talking about?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What are you doing? So I don't know what just happened with Shakira, so I'm gonna keep going. Granddaddy IU, legendary rapper, part of the Juice Crew, back in the 80s. Granddaddy IU had a great career, especially from the production side and also from behind the scenes. He actually did a lot of ghostwriting and production work for both Biz Markie and Roxanne Shante. He was a part of two incredible records. He was part of Something New, which went number 11 in rap in 1990, and then Sugar Free was his biggest hit, which was number 9 on the rap charts. He actually passed away on December 13th, which was a couple of days ago. So definitely want to send major condolences to him at this time.
Thank you.
Like Shakira is back.
This is the joy of live recording. Like,
acting slacking. Because you know what? Because God did that. Because God didn't like you out here fronting and lying to me. I've already explained everything about
Yo,
Granddaddy
yo.
IU. So
All right. Well,
go
moving
ahead and say
on.
your part.
But anyway, I do want to say, I mean, Juice Crew is, is legendary.
You was there for the first concert, right? You was like 50
Yo,
for the first Juice concert.
you're a hater. That's just the bottom line. Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. You're a hater. Um, all right. Well, anyway, to say all that to say, because I hate that I got cut off. RIP Granddaddy IU. Moving on. So, unfortunately, when people pass, people are born. And so there was a recent announcement that Diddy put on his Instagram that he was welcoming a new baby and that all the family was so excited about this new baby. Well, we all know that social media went crazy because they were like, Carisha, what? Please, huh? What?
Why they keep bringing
Big,
that girl in there every time he do something? They ain't got nothing to do with her.
and
They
not
they
only
home
that,
they got they set up. She the homie.
And not only that, they never claimed that's my man and that's my woman. People fail to realize, like, they said they was chilling and having fun. Y'all gotta remember, they said they were chilling and having fun. So if
That
he
ain't
happened to get somebody knocked up before her and who just had the baby in October, I don't know how long they've been chilling and having fun. But the person had the baby in October, and allegedly she is actually a married woman, so she shouldn't have
I ain't
been
hearing.
out there doing what she's supposed to do anyway.
I ain't hear nothing about that. I'm not about to slander that man. The
But
baby girl's name is Love Sean Combs. Um, this is child number 7 for Diddy. You gotta remember
he
he also
him
had.
and him and Nick Cannon, they about to go head to head in a little bit. Um
I'm not about to do this with you, slandering this black man, this great father, all
I'm
because of
not,
his
listen,
relation.
first of all, this is what I hate though. Here's what I hate. I'm just gonna say this, right? That y'all men could be like 55, 65, 75, having babies whenever you want. But us women, we got that internal clock. We can't have kids all types of years in
What you
age.
want us to do? Take it
Like,
up with Jesus.
no, I'm just saying, like, it bothers me.
So
But
we gotta stop catching the nut
no,
because of
y'all gonna throw seed everywhere. Clearly, like, this might have been
wow,
your woman.
and you keep saying y'all.
And
You know what? You you are processing your initiation to be the biggest hitter of 2023, and it
no,
ain't even
it's
started yet.
totally. I'm not hating. Honestly, in all real talk, I am. Congrats to Diddy if what that's where your joy is. I'm
His
always
name is
happy for a
Love.
new baby.
His name is Love, so you need to call him Love. And Diddy got some Jones out
I,
here. I
I'm
don't know
gonna
what
call him Puffy.
Diddy out here finessing these
Right? I mean,
women
come on. His
off
single
their
he just
panties.
put out is called "Sex in a Porsche." Okay. I mean, my thing is, dude, you're over 50. Why are we still having sex in a Porsche? But whatever, whatever,
Because
whatever,
he's 50
whatever,
and he
whatever,
can afford a
whatever,
Porsche.
whatever.
He's 50 and he can afford the Porsche. Now I'm fluffy. My big ass ain't getting in the Porsche. So for me, it'd be like uh, it'd be like Sex in the Expedition uh or Sex in this soccer mom band, because I'm not getting in no Porsche to have sex comfortably. First of all, I need to be comfortable. We both gonna be in there sweating. I'm not trying to
Okay.
be in there dying in a sauna because you want to live it up in a Porsche that we probably had to rent anyway. Because I drive a Hyundai Sonata that's fully paid off, so that ain't my flex. So I don't care nothing about it. Shout out to Diddy and his new baby. Shout out to Carisha, real bad, all that kind of stuff. Y'all was talking about their relationship
And
goals
I
like 2
hate that
months
people
ago.
are fighting her on Twitter, like, oh, look at you now, you side chick. And she's like, I've never been a side chick. At the end of the day, I really think that
Green beans.
she already knew, that he was having a baby. Like, it's a shock to the world. It's not a shock to her. He wouldn't even put it out there if it was a shock to her and he was shocking her.
Can I just say that it's not our business? So
It's not.
why
And
we
that's the reality. That is the reality. Somebody put something else out the other day, and I was like,
oh,
I wrote on it like, who cares? I don't honestly care if she's a side chick, if he having a
people will
baby, like, who cares?
people will slander you because you have like a lot of female friends. Like they'll say all kinds of stuff like, oh, you can't call them the homie, you be doing all kinds of stuff.
But
When
if
really
that's
that's
what
just
if that's what you're into, like just like
no, it's
me.
not. It's not nothing to be into. You just friends with a bunch of women. You like that's what we did
I'm
together.
sorry,
Dude.
my husband is not gonna be friends with a whole
That's
bunch of women.
different because a husband and a boyfriend and
Oh yeah,
somebody
they're
you just
different. They're different.
doing a little fucking with, that's different. That's
That's
not the same
different.
thing, man.
That is different.
Y'all be
Okay.
playing
I
with
just
your
wanted to
folks.
make sure you understood that that is
Let's
two
let's
different
let's
things.
let's move on so we can wrap this up because you out here
Um,
you hating to the max today. And
whatever.
I see the
Speaking
next thing that we talking about.
speaking of hating, we are going right in because this song Will has made me hate, okay? Because he plays it all the time and it really is just annoying.
I
And
don't play
so
it all the time, yo.
he plays Yams by Masego all the time. Now the
I don't
whole
play it.
world done caught up, and my homie, my uncle Charlie said, let me get to the yams. And I'm going to do a song with the yam. That is cracking me up for some
So
reason.
I'm
And
gonna say this,
then,
and
and then,
I'm gonna say
and
this.
then I thought of Will, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, he's going to despise this." So of course, I share it on Instagram, and I'm like, "Now, how you like the song?" And I think it's I forgot if it's Feezy. I forgot what rappers on it with Fetty Wap. I think it's Fetty Wap.
First
And
of all, let me say this. Let me say this because I'm gonna wrap this up. Okay. There's only one Yams, and that's the joint with Masego and Devin Morrison. All this other extra shit, that shit that Fetty Wap did that's on fucking TikTok, the motherfucker saying the lyrics are not even the same. I don't give a
it
fuck
doesn't
about
matter.
them
It's the
songs.
same song. It's the
I don't give a
same.
fuck
It's the
about them
same.
songs. I'm not trying to hear Uncle Charlie Wilson sing about the yams and then screaming, ooh wee. I don't want to hear that
First of
shit. His
all,
old
listen,
ass don't need
let
to be
Uncle
out
Charlie
here.
be Uncle
No,
Charlie. It
no,
sounds
no. His
good.
old
He's
ass don't
like,
need to be out here with a fucking yam on the microphone singing the yam song. Uncle Charlie, you milking this shit, okay? And you fucking up the good song. Now you don't hear me out here asking Taylor Swift to redo You Dropped the Bomb on Me, do you? No. Go
that
sit
is
your ass
totally
down.
different.
Between him and fucking Ronald Isley out here trying to be great granddaddy draws finesser, I'm sick of it. Go sit y'all old asses down. You know what I'm saying? You
I don't
ruining a
like
good
that shit.
motherfucking song.
Anyway,
And
Uncle
these people out
Charlie,
here talking
do
about,
it.
oh, Fetty Wap Yams is the greatest song ever. No, Mistake and Denver
Listen,
song is
but
better.
Uncle Charlie can sing. That's the
I'm
reality.
not trying to hear Uncle Charlie sing ooh wee about the yams. Pissed me off.
Anyway, I just felt like getting a rise out of Will
Stupid.
to bring that
It's
up.
just
But
because it's
anyway,
just
y'all go
dumb.
support Uncle Charlie and
Man, don't
download
support
and
that bullshit.
stream the yams, please. And thank
Shakira,
you.
Shakira showing her age again because back when she was
I
going
like
to the
Uncle Charlie.
polls,
I actually haven't seen him in concert and I really want to. Like I need to. I
because you
feel
wanted to
like
perform that song so you could throw panty draws at him on stage.
nobody's throwing panties, okay? You know what? You talk about yo. Oh, y'all don't
You did.
understand what I
You
have to
started it.
deal with this one
Let's
right
wrap this
here.
show up. You know what I'm
Anyway,
saying?
let's wrap it up. So, first of all, I am excited as we go into 2023. There's been a lot of announcements of some really good old school. So, speaking of my age, yes, I'm telling my age. I am here for the concerts that are coming in 2023 because I am going to see these people officially after a while. So, we have the Janet Jackson, who's going on tour in 2023, who's I'm so excited about. We have the New Edition Legacy Tour, which Guy is going to be a part of that. I'm getting my life in 2023 on every level. Okay. And so even though I'm going to go to these concerts by myself because I don't have any dates at the moment, that's okay. I
Fella,
will
she
be in
thirst
the
trapping.
building.
She
I'm
thirst
not,
trapping. Jump in her DM. She
yo,
worked the polls for George Bush in
don't jump in
2000. So
my
work the polls for
DMs.
you too.
Don't jump in my DMs.
So I don't
And
like.
Jill Scott.
So I wanna go to the Janet Jackson concert because I want to be that dude that like she puts up on the thing and she stretch my arms out and she
Oh,
climb up
so
on
you
me
paying extra for the front
and
row so you could try to so she could do this. She is not doing that.
and
First
I
of all,
gotta
not with all the Me Too's. I don't think she put nobody on
and I
stage
got
this
it.
time.
It can be me anytime, and I got a belly, so she can let my fluff adorn her. She can get up on it. You know what I'm saying, and she, we can do whatever needs to be done. So
And she
Janet,
got a kid now.
yeah,
She might be a little
I
more
don't care nothing
wholesome.
about that.
We'll
Janet
see
got a
how it
kid.
goes.
Janet got a kid. That means she got the good juicy juice at her crib, and she got the good fruit snack. So I'm all for it. I'll be a step father if I need be. And I want to go to Jill Scott because my selfish cousin Damon, who I hope Damon is watching, my selfish cousin Damon was supposed to been putting me on Jill Scott like 8 years ago because that 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon separation out there. You know what I'm saying? Damon's supposed to put me on. He let Jill get married. Now Jill divorced. I'm trying to go to the concert so me and Jill could talk about her singing grits and the microphone thing that she did. We need to have like a deep conversation. I'm
She
a
probably still
propose.
gonna do it. So I seen
I'm
her.
a
I
I'm a
seen her a few years
propose.
ago when I lived in Pennsylvania, and she did the microphone thing, and the men were
Listen,
they
listen,
were they were it
listen.
was
Listen, I'll write Jill Scott a bad check. Okay, Jill Scott looked like she smelled like sugar grits, great credit, lavender, and everything in this world that I want to be turned on to. So Jill, if you listening, okay, my hair's gonna be done in a couple days. Okay, my face is gonna be cleanly
oh my
shaven.
god.
I moisturize with the best of Wakandan water. Everybody always loves my skin regimen. You know what I'm saying? I smell good.
This is his plea to
Like
Janet. I mean, oh,
Jill,
I'm sorry, to Jill.
Jill, if you listen, like let's stop wasting time. Like let's do this. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fluffy dude, so I'm willing to eat. I'm a foodie. We can go out and eat. You know what I'm saying? I like hotel rooms, so I'll travel. You know what I'm saying? I'll be a stay at home dad if I need be, and we can go to football practices and
All
everything.
right, okay,
But
okay. She get it. She get it.
oh, oh,
If
so
you
we
watching
wasting
this,
that time
she get it.
on. I'm trying to use my platform for good, okay? Because
Oh.
If Jill come and get me, ain't no more Culture Gumbo. Because I ain't gonna be. I'm done with that. So Jill, if you
um,
listening, if somebody who knows Jill is listening, just have Jill call me. Um, it's a 678 number. I'll DM it whoever needs it. Let's make this happen. Or Janet, Janet,
all
what's
right.
happening?
Oh yeah, and Beyonce will probably have a. I'm sure you're gonna go to her concert. Are you gonna go to her concert? Because I'm sure
I
her
never
concert is
go.
for her albums will
I'm a.
be in 2023.
I like Beyonce. I like when women sing Beyonce. Because women who sing Beyonce be fine. I don't go to her concerts though. Like I'm not. That's just not me.
Well, if
But
if if any of my friends pay for me to go to her concert, I will go because I would like to see
tell you,
her in concert.
if your friend Ashley is watching and she pays you to go to the concert, I'm gonna go to the concert with y'all because I'm trying to push up on Ashley.
Put
How you
it out
doing?
there. Why
How you
not
doing?
just put it on out
How
there?
you how you doing, Ashley? How you doing? Ashley, the same thing I said about Jill Scott goes for you too. So you know what I'm saying? I'm fluffy. I'm a protector. I carry a pistol on me at all times, so just know I'm with the shits in case I need to protect you. But you know what I'm saying? I'm out here. 2023. I'm not trying to sow my real oats anymore. I'm trying to be a soccer dad. I'm trying to have all the good fruit snacks and
Y'all have heard this,
and
but
maybe get my wife or my future wife nasty 4 times a week. If it's not about marriage, then that's cool because I'm technically a bastard because my
no,
parents weren't married.
no, he's supposed to be waiting for marriage, is what he said. But we gonna see how long, because this is really not happening that long, y'all. So
What?
this,
Why are we slandering me at the end of the show? Wrap the show up, yo. Wrap the show up. I don't even want to do a top three. What am I listening to? I'm listening to After 7 L Cool J and I'm listening to Kevin Ross. Wrap
how
the
you
show up,
listen
man.
after seven? Oh yeah, we
After
talked about
seven,
this
after
because you
seven got a
like
new
really
album out
love
this year.
after seven,
You
and
hating on After Seven too?
I'm not hating on after
Is this
seven.
is this like a crusade to hate on the black man outside of Tory Lane this year
I
for
love the
everybody?
black man. Wait a minute, hold up. I
I don't
like.
know.
Wait a minute.
You
I
was
love
working
everything about the black
you was
man.
working the polls for GW, so I don't know if I
I
trust you.
was not. Oh my gosh. Anyway, well, you said what you listened to. I actually am still watching the Megan.
It's so good, is it
It is
not?
so good. I watched it last night. I watched the last episode. Well, actually, I don't know. I gotta go back. I think I fell asleep. I may have something happened I missed,
I'm gonna
but
be
it is
honest.
so good. And to be honest, like
I'm gonna
y'all
be
should
honest,
be
and I'm gonna say this:
ashamed at how y'all treated her.
fuck the royal family. That's how I
Like,
feel about it.
and I appreciate the fact that H, because that's what they say the fact that H
And that's a
walked
cool
away.
motherfucker, man.
He is, and the fact that he
Whoa,
walked.
did you just get Betty eyes when I said that? Like
He
you
is.
were
No, and he's fine. Like if I was
oh,
dating
so that's
a
why you
white
hate the black
man.
man because you want a royal prince
Oh
out in
no, I don't
Britain.
want no other person. I see what she went through. I don't want any. And I would be scared to date a celebrity. Like I
I'm
would
gonna tell you right
totally
now.
be
You go
scared
out
to
there
date a celebrity.
To the Brits and you get a royal prince. He gonna make you take your nose ring out. He gonna tell you can't wear cocoa butter no more, and he gonna make you try to not be black and make you like straighten your eyebrows and your hair and all that stuff. So don't
And
do it.
probably want me to bleach my skin so I could bleed like another color, like a lot of African people do.
I'm not about to do this with
Um,
you, but
but
they like Elton John out there, so I fucks with the Brits, but I ain't a fan of the royal family. You know what I'm saying I was playing Benny and the Jets earlier today.
it's just kudos to know that he stood beside her, knowing that that's where he come from. Like it had to take a hard decision to say I'm gonna walk away from the only thing that I've ever known. You know what I mean? Like the
No,
institution. The baby is the institution's baby. And that whole thing creeped me out. Was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine that. But anyway, it
and
is
shout
so
out to
good.
Tyler Perry too for helping them and for being a part of that all that with them
Yeah.
too. So.
And shout out to Tyler Perry for talking even about what happened with Twitch and his sharing his personal
Yeah,
story about suicide. So you know,
yeah.
Tyler's the man. Well, this has been a great show. This is our first live show. Clearly, Alice
It went
live,
long because you was long winded and you was
and
hating a bunch of
that
times.
is not
We don't
true.
usually run the show this long, y'all. I'm just letting
We
y'all know that
always
now.
run the show this long because
No, we
Will
don't.
go on his tangent, and then next thing you know, the freaking show is long. But now we got a counter at the top, so it could be like, "Cut it, Will."
Big dog, you hated on
Um,
everybody throughout the show. Like, what are you talking about? You even hated on me. You had a whole segment just so you can hate on me. Are you kidding me? Thank you for joining us. Same
Thank you
time
for
next
joining
week.
us. We are gonna,
Um,
next week is gonna be our last show of 2022. Oh my gosh,
oh,
I'm
I
so
don't know if I'm gonna
like,
be here for this show because I don't know how I feel about you this week. Um, like I said, this is our trial run for our live show. It's been a lot of anxiety. Yes, we both do other podcasts, but this is our baby. Like this is literally something that we started during the pandemic and we wanted to get out there. I'm planning on being Regis Philbin at some point, and Shakira is gonna be the executive producer because she don't want to be in front of the screen. But this is literally just something that we do because we love it. We just want to talk to y'all. We just want to be out there. I have social anxiety, believe it or not. Everybody be like, "Oh, you're an extrovert." No, I'm not. I'm an introvert. So
me too.
this is a wonderful opportunity for us to talk to y'all, connect with y'all, and just talk about bullshit and give our opinions because every fucking body gives their opinions. So, as always, keep the main thing the main thing, and thank you for joining us this week.
Thank you. Until next week. Peace.